JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, taxi operator killed in Hanover. The victim in the fatal shooting incident in Green Island, Hanover, on Friday afternoon has been identified. He is Adrian Anglin, otherwise called Fuzzy. Anglin was a taxi operator of a Salt Spring district address. Reports are that around 4:30 p.m., Anglin was at a taxi stand in the square of Green Island when he was shot. A second individual was injured in the incident and rushed to hospital for treatment. On the scene, family members and friends were distraught and reluctant to speak. However, they shared that the beloved taxi operator, who transports mostly primary school students to and from school, would be missed. When the children wake up tomorrow morning and hear Fuzzy dead, all the kids are going to cry because that's their driver, a brother of Fuzzy said. Anglin, who leaves behind 2 children, has been described as a vibes-weak individual who took his job seriously. The killing of Anglin comes a day after the parish was placed under a state of public emergency, SOE. Between January and October 28, the parish recorded a 56.4% increase in murders when compared to the previous year. Some 61 people were killed this year in comparison to 39 the previous year. Shanika Gray murder trial begins. The trial of Gregory Roberts, the man accused of the 2017 murder of 15-year-old Green Pond High School student Shanika Gray, got underway in the St. James Circuit Court on Thursday. The case was presided over by High Court Justice Bertram Morrison. The prosecution has 18 witnesses scheduled to testify, and the only witnesses who testified on Thursday were the father and aunt of the deceased. Roberts, who has been in custody for the past 6 years, is represented by attorneys at law Chimio Paris and Leroy Equiano. He was remanded in custody and will remain behind bars until November 27, when the trial will continue. Gray's body was discovered in bushes in Irwin, St. James, on February 1, 2017, with multiple stab wounds. Roberts and another defendant, Mario Morrison, were subsequently arrested on charge with the schoolgirl's murder. Morrison entered a guilty plea in September 2022 and was sentenced to life imprisonment a month later. Gray, who was a grade 10 student, was found dead 3 days after she had been reported missing. She was now seen alive in Montego Bay while on her way home from the funeral of a schoolmate. Meanwhile, the contents of the post-mortem report have been agreed upon, so the doctor will not be called to testify. Several people detained so far in Clarendon SOE. Superintendent Carlos Russell, head of the Clarendon Police, says several operations have been conducted in the parish and people detained within the first few hours of the imposition of a state of public emergency. Speaking with members of the media Thursday evening, Superintendent Russell said the Clarendon Police Division has recorded an increase in murders and shootings when compared with a similar period last year.
At present, the division is at 100 murders compared to 87 for the corresponding period of last year. That is an increase of 13. So the southern part of the parish, the Lionel Town and the Exeter area in the past few weeks have been showing an increase in criminal activities, including murders and shootings. That's an area known for the flour for cocaine trade, and as such we have seen some spilled off that has led to murders in that space. So the SOE, with the SOE, we believe that we'll be able to put a lid on some of the activities in the parish thus far. We are appealing to one Kaim Rowe, otherwise called Shane Brother. He's also from the Freetown Rastakana area. He's wanted for murder. We also have Panif Bloomfield from the Effortville Farm area, who is wanted for shooting. And Steve Francis, who is also wanted for murder.
PM urges government workers to speed up service delivery. Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Friday expressed sharp disapproval of the work undertaken by some public sector workers, stopping short of calling the group lethargic in their attitude towards service. Holness, who was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for new housing development in Tivoli Gardens called Royal Estate, said some government employees work without urgency and without an understanding of the situation facing vulnerable groups they serve, noting that it has taken more than a decade to get to the groundbreaking for the development earmarked for Rasta City in the inner city community, Holness said this is unacceptable and at the same time disappointing and frustrating for the residents, the majority of whom are minimum wage earners. Residents were told since 2007, he said, that some would be the beneficiaries of houses from the development. This explains why people lose faith in government, why they become cynical of government, he said, adding that he committed in 2019, following a tour of the community, to get the development going. But regardless of how strong and how firm my commitments were, when it becomes the domain of execution, when it becomes the domain of the public bureaucracy, sometimes there's a disconnect between the urgency of getting the projects done and the imperative of complying with the rules, he said. Holness said neither of the two could be sacrificed, but noted that it should be done as quickly as possible, so that persons living in substandard conditions get the benefit in a fair enough time. Sometimes as bureaucrats and administrators, we do our jobs without seeing the beneficiary on the other side of our effort. We believe that the longer it takes, the better it is. It is the culture in the Jamaican bureaucracy that we must eliminate, the Prime Minister asserted. It should never take 4 years to break ground on this project, he said. Holness insisted that productivity in the country must increase. The development is to encompass multiple use units, including commercial and residential. It is to have 144 housing units, including 130 duplexes and 14 mixed-use units. There are to be 32 studio units, 38 one-bedroom units, and 62 bedroom units. It is estimated to cost $2.8 billion and will be constructed on approximately 8.3 acres of land. Stunt Rider dies in motorbike crash hours before his birthday bash. Tributes are flowing across social media for a popular motorcycle stunt rider who died as a result of injuries he sustained in a single vehicle bang-up on Mandela Highway in St. Catherine on Friday. The motorcyclist died hours before the staging of his birthday party, dubbed V6, which was scheduled to take place at Minute Terrace of Chisholm Avenue in St. Andrew. The deceased is 27-year-old Jabbar Brown, otherwise called Jabbar, or Bikeback Stunts, a deliveryman of Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. The Police's Corporate Communications Unit CCU, in a release, said reports from the Ferry Police are that about 3:15 a.m., Brown was driving his motorcycle easterly along the roadway when he lost control of the unit and collided into a metal barrier. The police were summoned and Brown was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police said investigations are ongoing. Businessman Devon Davis to represent the JLP in the Albertown division. There's disquiet in the Albertown division of Trelawney Southern following the selection of the Jamaica Labour Party's JLP candidate for the upcoming local government election. Devon Davis, a 50-year-old businessman from Albertown, said, "I am the candidate for this division in the next local government election." However, the sitting councillor, Nicole Nugent, expressed discontent with the selection when she spoke in an interview. "Right now, I am not happy with what they are doing to me. I don't want to say anything that will stir up trouble. In a matter of days, I'll speak on the subject," she said. The selection of Davis brings to a close the selection process for all 9 JLP candidates for Trelawney. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.